Welcome back to Kena Kupas Podcast edisi khas bersama Gayong 2 yang akan menggegar PAWAGAM pada 9 April tahun ni guys, okay? Dan tetamu untuk episod kali ini, kami menjemput pengarah tersohor Filem Gayong iaitu Abang Faisal Ishak.
Ya, terima kasih.
Abang Faisal Ishak sangat-sangat busy. And lastly, I dapat juga time you. Alhamdulillah. So, you tengah busy apa sebenarnya ni?
Sebenarnya sekarang saya dalam tahap pre-produksi untuk filem yang akan datang. InsyaAllah yang akan difilmkan lepas raya. Jadi filem aksi lagi. Ui. Tapi I'll keep it as a surprise for now.
Okay.
Just look out for mungkin new promotions and new news lah insyaAllah.
Alright. Okay. So, dengar cerita kata you never say okay for podcast. Macam mana boleh okay for Kena Kupas Podcast?
Okay, this is my first ever podcast, my first ever appearance on a podcast. It's been years. Kalau macam dapat undangan, mungkin saya kurang selesa sangat. Kerana mungkin saya kurang selesa dengan the whole kupasan apa yang nak ni. So I had never had any podcast producer ataupun host yang have come up with something, to me, something deep enough, profound enough to talk about just yet. Dan saya rasa pun mungkin saya ni, I don't know, I belum tahap yang dapat berkongsi banyak.
Okay, tapi kita mungkin nak kupas sikit-sikit aja. Kita nak tahu macam mana. Because you sekarang ni kan, macam I pun sebenarnya daripada dulu, alah, filem Faisal Ishak je mesti nak tengok. Tapi dah tengok filem tu, tapi tak tahu macam mana sebenarnya abang ni menjadi seorang pengarah filem. Cerita sikit itu aja, bukan kupas apa pun.
Ya. My backstory is my backstory is actually I started off as an actor. I was a child actor. I started acting actually back in 1975.
Look at that, guys. Sebenarnya
1975 saya mula berlakon as a child actor lah. I was 5 years old. I was introduced to the world of radio first. So I was part of this radio program called Album Kanak-Kanak. So I was a kid. So my parents had to ajar, dialogues and stuff. So I just repeat after that. Apparently at that time, abang saya ada dia punya own program sendiri. So basically, I come from an artistic family. My mother was a keroncong singer. My late grandfather,
suaranya macam tu.
Arwah di Singapura kita panggil Pak Yai ataupun grandfather lah, Yai lah. Is actually part of the Jalan Ampas punya gang. So I know people personally.
Oh my God, look at that.
So that's the backstory lah. So then I was introduced to the world of TV back in 1977. Saya ada dalam rancangan ataupun bengkel kanak-kanak television. So yang ini di bawah bimbingan Nona Asia. Orang-orang filem Jalan Ampas yang lama-lama. So kita terima didikan dari segi lakonan, nyanyian, tarian, semua all form of arts. Dan selepas itu kita di Singapura ada one long running children's program yang diconceptualize daripada seniman Mat Sentul. Mat Sentul conceptualize this program called Mat Yoyo.
Mat Yoyo.
So this program Mat Yoyo menjadi the longest lasting children's program di radio television Singapura, which later became known as Television Corporation Singapore, which later became known as Singapore Broadcasting Corporation, sampailah sekarang ditukar nama jadi Mediacorp. So I was the host of the show since I was around 9 years old sampai I 18 tahun. I was on TV.
Itu cerita dia, tak? Fantastic.
So bila I turn about maybe 15, 16 tahun, saya tahu dalam diri saya ni that I really love what I do as in the media. So saya mula mempelajari everything behind the scenes when I was already 15, 16. So saya tak ada cita-cita lain selain ingin menjadi seorang penerbit pengarah. Kalau orang lain nak jadi polis ke, nak jadi doktor ke. I have nothing else. I only want to be in the media since I was already 14 and 15. So my pursuit of academic punya ni venture, even my studies, I studied towards the media. But when I was growing up, kita tak ada peluang untuk mempelajari media. The mass komunikasi punya whole subject wasn't around then. No, at that time it was in the 80s. They were also gearing up us to be a lot of engineering, engineering courses here, there, medical, and of course but no particular arts punya degree. So saya bercita-cita untuk bekerja di stesen TV. So the only degree I could get was an electronics punya engineering. So I am actually a certified electronics engineer.
Oh my GG. Iya ke?
Which I never put to use. Tak pernah pakai pun. Sekarang ni kalau macam even my DP suruh buka mixer ke apa, I don't know what rate. I don't anymore because I was only studying for the degree because the degree will get me a job, at least a very good job in the TV station. So I started off terus in the TV station. I joined at that time I joined MediaCorp terus sebagai seorang penerbit pengarah. But the challenge for me, I was actually doing a lot of, pertama, I wasn't a drama punya director.
Okay.
Saya variety punya director.
Okay.
So I did a lot of variety programs lah. So I did concert dengan Ella dulu. So I was the TV director for Ella. Concert for Nurul Ajai punya concert. So I was more of a concert multi-cam punya director.
Okay.
But there comes a time when I felt that it was not challenging lah for me to be stuck in the OB van always. The outside broadcast van, to be in a TV theatre. And then out of nowhere, one day a fellow colleague of mine who is a drama director, dia tak sihat.
Okay.
So I took over one day of his shoot. When I took over one day of that shoot, after that straight away I tell him, hey, you don't have to come for the shoot. Let me carry on lah. Let me finish. I caught the drama bug.
Oh yeah.
I felt the excitement of doing something very unpredictable. Kita buat drama on set is very unpredictable. A lot of things can happen, and saya suka the fact that I am organising chaos. I like a chaotic situation where I'm trying to organise everything and then rally people up to share that vision. So I felt that, wow, I think inilah panggilan yang nyata untuk saya. Then from then onwards, actually I left the TV station. Saya start bekerja dengan an international company, which is actually based in India. It's called UTV International.
Okay.
UTV International at that time membuka 2 cawangan outside of India, which is satu di Kuala Lumpur, di Selayang, buka studio besar, dan satu di Singapura.
Ini tahun berapa ni?
Ini tahun 2000. Tak silap saya. Even earlier than that. Sorry, 1997, 98.
Okay.
Then. Dan daripada India, I went to India for diorang punya crash course. I mean the training and all. Sebab saya diamanahkan untuk membuat satu program animasi pertama masa tu. So it's called Jokilat. So but I have to do the cell drawing. I mean I supervise the cell drawing semua di India. So I was introduced to the animation department di India. Then UTV International di India send me to UTV KL, and then they send another guy from UTV India to KL. Nama dia Kabir Bhatia. So that is our backstory. Yeah. So we were all from UTV International. That's how we actually started. But I was back in UTV Singapore lah. So we did a lot of macam exchange program. Kabir will come to Singapore to do shows for UTV Singapore, for Singapore channel, and then he's also doing things for sini for our local channels here in Malaysia. And I was also doing the same lah. Yeah. So that is my introduction to coming to Malaysia and bertapak bersama UTV first. Antah UTV, correct. Because there was a Negeri Sembilan punya Royal Holdings. So Antah UTV was UTV operating in Malaysia, and UTV International is the one operating in Singapore. Then apparently, of course, things changed. UTV India decided to close both both UTV in Singapore dengan hantar UTV pun ditutup. But at that point, I was still here in Malaysia, and I did a few dramas which I really love lah. I think the very first drama that I did here was entitled Balkis. That was actually nominated for Anugerah. At that time, Anugerah Sri Angkasa. So that was my first drama. And then after that, my first drama for TV3 was Natasha. That's where we introduced Fasha Sanda at that time.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was when I was doing things on my own, and then Kabe was also doing on his own. But then we decided that maybe we should try to combine forces again. So when we came together, our very first drama when we did together was Nur Kasih.
Alamak, klasiknya. Nur Kasih.
So that's the backstory. And then after Nur Kasih, we went on to do more stuff together. Kan? He did. Wait, hold on. What was the dia punya Kekasihku Seru. You know, remember that horror program? And I was doing things like Juvana.
Yeah.
We were all doing under that filmscape.
Okay.
Yeah. So everything came together then. And then after the Juvana punya Nur Kasih, of course, also became a film.
Yes.
And then because I cakap, Kabe, our Nur Kasih, you buat film, tak apa, it's okay. I will do one series that I will make sure it becomes a film. That's why we did the Juvana series. And then it became the first film. That was my first film, Juvana. Okay. And then I am a very big fan of George Lucas. So I was telling Kabe, George Lucas ada trilogy. Why don't you give me a chance to do a trilogy? So Juvana became Juvana 1, Juvana 2, dengan Juvana 3.
Yeah.
So I've got my dream already. So that's my backstory. So I started off as an actor, and
it's like that, up. Okay, but who inspired you?
My inspiration sebenarnya ramai because like I say, I grew up in the midst of the arts community. I was very close to arwah S. Samsudin at that time. You know, the people from the Shaw Brothers punya era, and because of the circle that my late grandfather was in, my mother who's a singer, I get to be in that circle. Although I was young, but I was learning a lot from them. That in terms of apa yang berlaku di hadapan kamera lah, in terms of that community, the arts community. But then behind the camera, I am always inspired by a lot of people that I can learn from. Saya selalu beritahu diri saya, kalau macam saya masuk dalam satu bilik, saya rasa saya yang terpandai dalam bilik tu, maksudnya saya dalam bilik yang salah. I'm not supposed to be the smartest there. I need to be in a room where there are smarter people that I can learn from. That is the attitude that I still hold on to sampai hari ni.
Okay, I gotta change my attitude then.
Yeah.
Alright, so nice to have your inspirations like that, and then your apa orang panggil tu is it a policy? It's not policy.
It's macam
principle.
Yeah, it's macam a principle or a life principle. That's one. And then the other one is that you know that you are in an industry where things will change very rapidly. Kan, bila saya start dulu, saya start dengan era filem. Even from the 35mm to the 16mm, and then I see the tape-nya era coming, the U-matic, the beta, the super beta, the digi beta, and then comes the digital. And then digital, last time bila saya nak edit my first program, I go tape from tape. Tape to tape, kita tukar tape. And all that, and then comes to now the offline editing and all that. So you know that you are in a world that keeps changing rapidly. So untuk kita sebagai seorang seniman ataupun seorang filmmaker lah, you want to say, you have to be ready for all these changes. You tak boleh resist those changes. Now orang semua there is some resistance towards this new thing called AI.
Yeah, I baru nak tanya.
Yeah. There is no use resisting. Yeah, because it is what it is. It's how you adapt to it. You have to continue to adapt yourself to remain relevant. Kan? So, walaupun right now, this year, insyaAllah, I am turning 56 years old.
Still young.
Yes, still young. I know, but I know I have to keep on changing because I know I've been through that changes. And it doesn't kill you as a person. It makes you stronger. It makes you better. And it makes you lebih creative to be thinking on your toes always. So, never rest on your laurels or whatever kejayaan yang ada di belakang. ia di belakang. You have to always look forward. You're only as good as your last job. Nobody will remember your last job. They are always looking forward to your next one. You know, you won't be remembered for so long. You know, yeah, you've done some great things, but you cannot rest on that. You have to keep on doing better and better lah, insyaAllah.
But I remember you on Gayong one.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Gayong.
Let's talk about Gayong.
Okay, I remember so well Gayong one tu, cerita dia terlampau, orang katanya balap syes, best. Okay.
Yeah, my Gayong experience was also very special to me. Personally, very special because it all started, of course, dengan kita punya producer lah, Eric. You know, Eric came to me out of nowhere. Actually, out of nowhere. Saya jarang buka one app in my phone. Adalah a few social media apps. I'm maybe a little bit more active on Instagram aja. Try lah, konon muda lah.
Muda.
Tapi tak. And Facebook, you know, Facebook jarang-jarang kita buka. Linked lagi lah. Linked pada I lingkup terus.
Lingkup.
Kan? Tak tu. But of all places that Eric email me was linked. Tak tahu berapa minggu lah dia tunggu tu linked. And then I finally try buka satu hari tu. I found this like 2-3 weeks ago punya message. And then he said, Faisal, I'm trying to reach you. I don't know how to reach you. Like, hey, it's Eric. Because saya kenal Eric sebenarnya dah lama. We were actually part of a judging panel for, you know, every other year di Singapore ada Pesta Perdana, they call it. It's like Anugerah Screen and all that.
Okay.
So we were part of the judges panel lah. That was the first time when I met Eric. So after all these years, senyap aja. But of course, he knows, I know what he's been doing, you know, Adiwiraku and all that with Jason and all that. And maybe he knows what I'm doing here. But we've never had the chance to actually work together. Kan? So out of nowhere, received this call, I think right after Raya. And then we met. We sat down for half an hour. He actually told me about his idea of Gayong. Saya rasa macam dah dijodohkan.
Wow.
You know? Dah macam it's written because I've been thinking about Gayong for a long time because I know that this is satu apa ni adab ataupun adat Melayu yang patut diangkat, kan, patut dipertengahkan ataupun at that point bukan lagi dipertengahkan. Saya worry just like my backstory of my mother yang who's a keroncong singer. Saya selalu worry that seni ni akan dilupakan one day oleh orang-orang muda. So I want to do my part in actually lifting it up ataupun kasih orang ingat balik yang kita ada silat seni silat kita tersendiri. Very you know, very yang berdasarkan kepribadian yang elok. Kan? So that's the whole thing. So I thought that, wow, okay, maybe I've always been thinking about it but never put it forth.
So maksudnya sebelum Eric contact tu pun memang you katanya nak mengangkat seni warisan budaya. Adakah itu Gayong sendiri? Gayong?
Not particularly Gayong, but anything to do with the Malay culture that I want to somehow preserve. And of course, silat is one of them. Is one of them because I do already have projects that I want to do in terms of. I did one short film for Esplanade Singapore that was focusing on keroncong. It was actually a tribute to my late grandfather. So I did a short film for that. So I want to preserve all the different Malay culture to be documented and to remain as an archival importance in our history lah. So bila Gayong proposed to me from Eric, you know, it didn't take him long to sell me before I said yes. I think sebelum dia tanya yes ke no, I dah cakap yes kot. And then when he told me that he only had someone in mind, he said Beto Kushairi. And I know Beto Kushairi like a brother. If you look at all my past projects, project apa yang Faisal Ishak ada, tak ada Beto Kushairi.
Yeah.
Right? So
he
Beto
was say that tau.
Yeah. So it's like he's like a brother to me, but I've always known that he's a little skeptical on doing Gayong because to him Gayong is a big responsibility kerana dia seorang anak Gayong.
Betul.
He knows He knows not only the seni, but he knows the people around it, and he knows who arwah Datuk Mio, the very person, the very figurah yang kita ingin mempertabatkan. It is a big ask, right? And so that was my first challenge lah. I told Eric, Eric was telling me that he had tried to get in touch dengan Beto, but there is no warm response just
at
yet.
that time.
At that time, there was no warm response. So I told Eric that I'll try.
Okay.
I'll try to talk to him. But actually, I told Eric at that time, mungkin ini Eric akan tahulah podcast ni baru terkeluar. Eric told me, okay, maybe next few days you get back to me lah. You try, take your time, try to pujuk dia and see how it goes. Actually, lepas meeting tu je, Eric dah naik kereta, I kat luar tu, hello Beto. Terus dah telefon.
Eric, you have to watch it.
Terus I telefon, and then I actually spoke at length with him right now. Up to the point where I say, Beto, you've been with me, you've been a friend of mine, you are a godfather to my child. He is actually a godfather to my son. So I said, I know I don't have to ask you how much you trust me, but trust me, if I say yes to this and you say yes to this, let's work towards apa yang akan menjadi kita berdua selesa dengan apa yang kita ingin sampaikan. Apa yang kita ingin sampaikan ialah untuk, for me, it's important to document this figure, this very important historic figure in our history, arwah Datuk Mio. Okay, that is kita punya objektif. Kita punya objektif ialah untuk mempertabatkan yang this hero belongs in the proper archives of our films. Kan? We don't want to do it documentary style. Kan? We want to do it as an action movie so people can enjoy at the same time. Right? And then of course a lot of people from then, bila kita dah start pre-pro like that, dah dapat desas-desus that we are doing something like Ip Man. Then I like, hello, Ip Man, they have their own hero. And that's the same reason that they want to actually document Ip Man punya journey. Yeah, but we have our own hero juga. We need to document our own hero. Kalau Gayong keluar sebelum Ip Man keluar, mungkin orang Hong Kong cakap, oh, this like Gayong. You're doing Ip Man like Gayong. Yeah, because it's just too bad that Ip Man came out first. But then there are a lot of biopics like that. It's just the importance of documenting someone's life.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Betul. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But, okay. Apa perbezaan antara Gayong 1 dengan Gayong 2 ni?
Okay. Gayong 1, kita ingin yang objektif pertama ialah of course untuk film kepribadian seorang hero, seorang wira, dengan nilai-nilai kemelayuan, adab kita, itu yang penting. Jadi if you look at Gayong 1, it's everything Malay. Everything Malay, about being Malay, the culture, the only thing that I couldn't add was ni lah, mungkin ada penyanyi ghazal. That's something that mungkin missing down there. Dulu pasal saya dibesarkan di Kampung Pasir Panjang.
Okay.
Ya, di mana yang Pulau Sudong tu semua, memang saya kenal orang-orang Pulau Sudong because my family, my mother, my grandfather memang duduk kat Pasir Panjang. Memang dekat Batu Lima Pasir Panjang, which is actually dekat dengan whatever happened lah. And my mother was born during the Japanese occupation. Yeah, and so we kind of like know orang Pasir Panjang macam mana, right? So I was trying to bring out my little childhood when I was 2 to 7 years old. I was still in a kampung dekat Singapura di Pasir Panjang. So I was trying to remember what was I, when I was Noni's age. Dalam Gayong kan ada Noni, ada ni.
Betul.
So I was reliving my childhood sebenarnya. But the childhood yang I remember most was inilah adat dan adab orang-orang Melayu lah. Kan? So wanted to bring that. So that is Gayong 1. Kita ingin menunjukkan mungkin kerinduan lah kepada suasana kampung ataupun suasana interaksi manusia tanpa handphone. Tanpa gadget, tanpa a lot of distractions.
Ya, betul.
Yeah, kan? We have too many distractions now. Last time it was just human to human, one to one, and and how you act and interact with each other. Then when we were talking about Gayong tu, we have to bring it to the next level. Because right now kita dah accept who is Datuk Mio atau who is Mio at that time kan, who is Mio. But we actually followed through the annals of history, is that during that time he became, memang dia menjadi seorang anggota polis dengan the British Army, British Police who are still in Singapore. Lepas Jepun surrender, and the English got back to Singapore. But at the same time, both I think kita di Tanah Melayu ni, at that time kita Tanah Melayu kan, kita satu negara kan, we were struggling with the same thing, the struggling with self identity kan, dengan mungkin kita dah melihat orang British ni bukan sebagai kita punya savior lagi. We know we can govern ourselves, because when the Japanese came, you left us.
Yes,
you can when the Japanese came, you left us to the Japanese, and then when the Japanese left, you come back. What do you want? At that time. So I wanted to explore that pula. Kita punya fight for kita punya own independence. Kita ingin kita punya kemerdekaan sendiri. So that was the transition to Gayong tu. And then because of that era, dia banyak benda yang tidak tentu. Kan? There's nothing stable at that time. Because either the English wanting to stay, and then of course a lot of bad things taking over, which is things like bribery, and a lot of the black underground stuff start taking over our land. So bagaimana Mior ingin stay dia punya jati diri tetap sebagai seorang yang very straight, always looking for the truth, finding his way, navigating this new era of uncertainty during that time. So that's why Gayong tu.
Tapi kita dengar macam rata-rata kalau kita tengok trailer tu kan, sekarang lebih macam banyak action sikit. I think it's because we wanted it to also level up in terms of brutality lah. Okay, because right now, how do you actually face enemies who are lebih brutal and they don't think about the consequence at that moment. Kalau Gayong 1 tu, we were going through a lot of moments in terms of action with a lot of respect for other art form. You tengok Gayong 1, we start with Muay Thai. In the end, it's about respecting Muay Thai dengan silat. We are not saying which is better. We've never said that. And then we also did Kung Fu. Kung Fu Master Chan kan, Master Chan dengan Mio. We did not even say which is better. Even we have dialogue that Mak cakap mana satu bagus, Kung Fu ke silat. But we address the issue. Terus Mio cakap, focus, everything has the strength. What is important is you carrying yourself. So and then in the end the Japanese punya style. So Japanese style mungkin Aikido, karate, all that we put it together. But in the end, it's still about respecting each other. That's why we have Yamada bowing down to Mio at the end. So it's about respect. Those martial arts and those action sequences, I wanted it to end with just respect for each other. Number 2 is different. Number 2 exactly. Is livelihood. You sekarang ganggu I punya periuk nasi because of you're trying to investigate bribery lah, trying to make things right. You are spoiling other people punya ni. So they don't care if they kill you. There is no respect in this. But of course, silat seni Gayong tetap akan ada dia punya adab-adab. We still fight with respect, but if the other one will be different, we will treat it differently. So that's why we feel that the fighting will be level up again. Sebab sekarang ini is for I actually had a tagline. Kalau macam Gayong 1 was membujur lalu melintang bata, kan? Membujur lalu is very Malay. Is apa-apa rintangan datang pun kita face it together. Tapi kalau Gayong 2 ni, walaupun kita tak ada kita punya tagline untuk Gayong 2, my tagline is berani mati, berani hidup.
Because you dah berani, it's very clear that people berani mati for something that will be mengganggu your livelihood. You berani mati. Tapi adakah you berani hidup kalau you tak face the truth? So that's my personal tagline. Berani mati, berani hidup. That's why I tell Beto, okay, if you want a tagline for Gayong tu, is berani mati. You berani mati? Yes, we already know that Mio ni akan berani mati. Kalau to defend his family, defend his friend, dia berani mati. Tapi kalau you berani mati, you berani hidup tak? Berani hidup kalau kebenaran tidak ada di depan you. Kalau you nampak all this kerja-kerja kotor ni that's coming into, are you brave enough to live like that? So you berani hidup? So dia cakap, okay bang, so that's the tagline. That's how we go for it. So that is Mio. Kalau you berani mati, you kena berani hidup. Untuk berani hidup, you kena berani hadapi cabaran hidup lah. Okay. So that's the tagline.
Yeah, the tagline so strong. Okay. Kat mana you dapat reference untuk, because this is a period movie, kan?
Yes.
So, macam mana you punya reference tu?
The reference is, of course, we are blessed with a lot of archival footages that has been kept. Both the archive daripada Malaysia, archive daripada Singapura, we piece out together the looks. Semua Alhamdulillah kerana Ipoh masih lagi stuck in that history.
Okay.
Ipoh punya building, Alhamdulillah they preserve it as what it was lah, a British colony before. Penang pun diorang preserve, tapi Penang dah jadi preserve macam
cantik pula,
macam cantik kan, macam dah di repainted and all that. So I think Ipoh still has that very colonial punya vibe lah, which is actually the vibe of every colonial punya cities. You see Penang is the same. If you look at Penang, you look at Ipoh, you look at Singapura dulu, sama kan dia punya look. Kita tetap ada Padang Merdeka and everything. Singapore pun sama, kat sini pun ada. So that in terms of the research of location, it's not that difficult. It's just that bila kita decide the location to shoot, of course there are things that we need to think about in terms of things yang kita nak kena curi sikit angle just to make sure that it's authentic lah. So that is not too difficult. Cuma yang mungkin difficult the moving things lah, like the cars kan, kereta tu semua. I think the sourcing out was just how well my art department boleh source out lah. So that was fun to do. Every research towards a period thing is quite fun to do lah.
How do you imagine character of Datuk Mio ni? Macam mana you imagine dia, dan macam mana, how do you actually direct it to Beto?
Okay, for this case, because it's number 2, number 1, like I say, we were introduced to Mio in number 1. So dia sebagai seorang guru silat and all that, we've already established in 1. So for number 2, it's just a matter of pushing a little bit more, pushing the envelope a little bit more about dia punya objective. It's not that difficult. We don't have to start from zero again, because the character has been established in 1, and then in 2 is just like I say lah, macam ni kita nak lebih perkembangkan. We raise the stakes a little higher for him, for the family, and anak-anak dia pun dah besar. So it's just a matter of just following through. It's not only for Mio, those yang of course dengan Mat jugalah, because Mat is a carryover. And to do that is we introduce new elements for this family that we know daripada Gayong 1 kan. So we introduce Bobby Tonali as the new villain, kan? And then we introduce Fauzi Laili as the new partner. Pun ada bercanggah, partner dia belajar di England. So how do you actually have, because at that time there were a lot of Rhodes scholars, they call it Rhodes scholars, yang a lot of kita anak-anak Melayu kita yang dah given scholarship to go to London, to study and then come back to serve for the government.
Jadi macam Fauzi lah.
So terus ada yang terus balik tak boleh makan sambal belacan.
Macam tu.
Ada juga macam itu kan. But so those kind of new things that Mio has to navigate. And then of course we have the Sandra Lim, as the assassin and all that. So we introduce new challenges for Muir, and we will see how dia punya character progress dengan lebih lah. Yeah. So that's Gayong too. I think so far the vibe feels that a lot of people are more excited about Gayong too.
Yeah. I pun sebenarnya. Okay, lepas tu dalam Gayong 2 ni banyak fighting scene kita tengok kan. Okay, fighting scene tu, so who actually, macam mana you kata you nak fighting scene macam ni ke? And I heard that Kang Yayan pun is actually the choreographer, choreographer.
Yeah, Kang Yayan is both my choreographer and also my action director with his team. So that one saya kekalkan lah daripada yang nombor 1. Walaupun nombor 1 Kang Yayan pun ada watak Wak Kusang.
Yeah.
Tapi untuk nombor 2 ni he solely as my action director dengan my choreographer. The approach kita buat sama macam approach nombor 1. It's just that he will talk to me about these new characters and how I want it to be, how brutal I want the fight to be. He will come up with the choreography, and then he will produce the video board. Sama the whole thing, produce the video board for me to approve. Once the approval stage dah done, then he will call for rehearsals. But during the video board too is actually already shots that I want to do. So I can share that video board together with my team so they know what exactly the shots that I want or needed for that scene. So bekerja dengan a visionary like Kang Yayan Ruhian is also like, it's like a dream come true, because that is the system that I think works well with me. Sebab pada saya kolaborasi tu lebih penting daripada kompromi. The difference between a collaboration dengan a compromise. We as filmmakers have to know the difference. Selalu orang cakap, okay lah kita compromise. No, it's actually you have to collaborate. It's collaborate. Compromise is my director of photography on my right. Okay, my actors on my left. Compromise is you're tearing me apart. Yang ini tarik saya sana, yang ini tarik saya sini. Itu compromise. Tapi kolaborasi ialah I pull my director of photography here and I pull my actors here. You come together to me. That is collaboration. So it's not a compromise. So do not mistake the word kompromi dengan kolaborasi.
Okay. So Banyak tak you compromise?
Selalu the compromise tu bila part budget je yang compromise. Bila part yang lain selalu collaboration. But so far I think my experience dengan Gayong both Gayong 1 and Gayong 2, even with the producers, it's a lot of collaboration. Yeah, because we had the luxury of pre-production yang mungkin comfortable, yang panjang. We sat down together from the script is nothing. We built the script together because that was the want, that was the need that I want from Eric. I cakap, Eric, if you want me on board, you have to put me in from zero, from the get go, from where your thinking is. Jangan, I don't want to be gifted a script. Okay. Cik Faisal Ishak, your script. Can I do changes? No, I don't think. Kita dah.
Then
I like to be involved from the get-go. So we were building it, we building Legos from the base together. Apa kita tak happy, kita terus put it on the table. So everything yang, even from the budget-wise ke apa, the planning-wise, the design-wise, we were all working together from zero. So we were building it together as a family lah. Yeah. So that's why I feel that there weren't a lot of compromises here because we already knew from the start. Yeah. Mungkin at that time, there are a lot of decisions that need to be made on set. Because on set, everything that can happen will happen. Itu dia. Itu memang, like I say lah, yang tadi first, I like organizing chaos. Because bila you pergi satu set film, mana satu set film yang tak chaos?
Semua chaos.
It's always chaos. But it's about looking at someone who can organize that chaos. And I love to be that someone to organize chaos. Bila I nampak tak chaos, macam, korang macam I worry if everything is okay. Yeah, sometimes I worry everything is okay, then suddenly something will happen because I've been Alhamdulillah, I've started my first directorial debut of something was back in 1996. Kan, now is 2026. Let's count how many years now. 30 years. 30 years of experience. I know that 30 years of experience should count for something, because bila saya berada dalam satu team, if I have 30 years of experience, my DP will have another 20 years of experience. My head of makeup, my head of wardrobe, everybody have years of experience. Let's add all those years of experience together. Bila kita add semua orang punya years of experience, we have hundreds of years of experience together. Kan? So we have to be ready for anything lah. But the point is, being ready is one thing. You know things can happen on set kan, but how do you react quickly to it on set to make sure that everything insyaAllah will go smoothly lah. And my experience with Gayong 1, Gayong 2, right from the producers right down to everyone in my team, we were always having fun on set. I don't know why, we were always laughing.
Inilah yang I nak tanya ni.
Yeah.
Semua cakap Nabila Huda memasak. Semua cakap you tak marah-marah.
Yeah.
What is your character kalau you dalam set ni?
I feel I've never liked coming to work angry, even if things don't go my way, because sometimes you have to kita selalu remind yourself that ini satu kerja amanah. It's an amanah in the end. You know your objective. At the end, you want to do something nice for people to enjoy. That's the end of the day. But at the same time, if you are doing something you want people to enjoy, I think you have to enjoy lah. Doing it. You have to enjoy doing it. You want to come to work smiling, happy, giving, bear hugs to your DP. Hey, wow, you want to come in gung-ho like that. I look forward every day to come to work. Because I want to discuss dengan Beto about this. I want to taste Nabila Huda punya nasi goreng. No. Semalam dia cakap, uncle, besok kita masak nasi goreng. Nabila Huda is the only actor in Malaysia that calls me uncle. Okay, for the record. Okay, the rest all still call me abang. Okay, but those kind of things. Okay, do you know this is behind the scene?
Yeah, behind the
scene. Perlawanan tegang antara Lieutenant Yamada dengan Mio di Pulau Sudong dengan tu pedang, kan kita nampak Cik Chom dengan muka sedih dia, looking at the husband fighting for his life with the Japanese occupation. Faisal Ishak, seorang director, cakap cut, pam, terus pergi, just telling them dengan Kang Yayan kat sebelah ni. We were going around and trying to modify a little bit scene. Datang seorang Nabila Huda, pergi ke telinga kiri. Uncle, malam ni kalau KFC okey tak uncle kita? Saya nak order ni. Pasal dia nak kena masuk sekarang. Pasal kalau kat Pulau Sudong ni, dia kalau air pasang naik je tak boleh masuk. Kan orang delivery tak boleh datang. Saya tengah okay, Kang Yayan ni lepas ni I think dia, boleh jugalah Abil. That is the relation that we have. But she keeps her own expression. Okay, go back to set. Muka sedih. Tapi sebenarnya dalam dia punya selempang selempang tu ada cupcake. Kalau you nak tahu, kat tepi tu ada cupcake dia. Nabila Huda kan dia kalau lapar nanti dia mudi. Jadi kita dah kenal dia kan. Yeah. So we always have something handy for her to keep on munching and all that.
Semalam Beto.
Yeah.
Okay, hari tu Beto ada cakap dia tengah fighting.
Yeah.
Abil tengok sambil makan donut ke apa.
Yeah. And that's the cupcake yang dia tu lah. Dia makan. Bukan dia punya shot because dia, orang experience. He knows the camera's not on her. Dia mengunyah donut. But that was the whole scene lah yang dia order KFC, dia order ni. But, she is comfortable enough to come to me and ask those kind of things. So because I think filming every day should be a fun learning experience. It's supposed to be a learning experience for everyone. It's not a directive coming. I know I have the title director. I don't want to direct people. I don't want to, because to me, saya dah diberi amanah sebagai seorang pengarah. Awak telah diberi amanah untuk interview saya. Orang lain pun sama. I always treat people professionally. You are the HOD, of the department. So I give you the trust, right, to see that vision together through, right? I always tell my actors, okay, actors, you don't ask me how to berlakon. That's not my job. Saya bukan seorang pelakon. You have been given the amanah, and you have been given the task to carry out your job. You know, but I've been given the task to do my job. Okay, my job is to see your job is well done. Can? And yeah, and then your job is also to ask me what do I have in my mind. So it's more of like sharing everything together. So to me, a film set is always supposed to be a fun set. I want everyone to know, because those that has been signed onto a job are considered professionals by the producers. They given you the trust. You are the professional. So saya sebagai orang on ground, on the set, will also regard you the same. I will respect you to your knowledge. Okay, I will not meddle into your job. I would expect you are up to that trust that the producers have given you. And I will give you the same trust. I will extend you that hand if you need help. Right? So that is to see that whole vision through. And because of that attitude that I give, I am, tapi sebenarnya mata saya memandang, telinga saya mendengar. Cakap siang pandang-pandang, cakap malam dengar-dengar, kata orang kan. So that one is always, because at the end of the day, I am still answerable to people, because at the end of the day, this is the end product that we all work together. But I know I have to be brave enough. If it's bad, I have to take the blame for it. If it's good, I will bring my team. It's a work that we've done together. Yeah. But if it's bad, it's okay. Guys, you hang back. I will handle this. Yeah, because at the end of the day, that is what I think leaders should be. Yeah? You have to be accountable. Yeah. Be accountable for your vision, or for your hope that vision should be lah. Yeah.
Okay, my interview semua kata dalam set Gayong ni, semua macam family.
Yeah. I love to treat people because I love people. I love having, I just love relations. I just love the fact that we are always, kita selalu saling kenal mengenali. You know, hati budi masing-masing. But I just love to be part of like macam to have everyone lebih relax kan. You can tell me about your story, because to me, especially with the actors, I sometimes like to hear diorang punya personal experiences, because those experiences are things that you can tap on for your work. Actually, those are very important things that you can tap on. You know, apart from building this character that you are trying to build, you can actually tap on your personal experience. I also have personal experiences that I can share with you. Okay, you know, when I was 5, my cat died, or things like that. You know, those are the emotions that sometimes you can share. You know, a few things, and like I told you lah, I grew up with among all this. You know, movie star Jalan Ampas. I know how they interact together, and I feel that being part of a community, meaning opening up yourself, but at the same time respecting boundaries juga. The actors will know. Kadang-kadang kalau diorang, I think at that point, most of the actors that I work with will know when I am not to be disturbed. Dia ada macam muka yang okay, tak boleh ganggu abang sekarang. Because at that time, kita mungkin my line of work is banyak pemikiran. You know, banyak berfikir. It's not only about doing short blockings. It's not that. Because sometimes kita punya vision is like kita dah edit dekat kepala, dah trying to figure out what the audience like. It's a lot of things that we are thinking about. At the same time, kat belakang ni, ini duit cukup ke tak nak buat ni kalau aku overrun. You know, there are a lot of technical problems. There are a lot of planning problems. There are a lot of creative problems that mungkin a mind of a director works. But at the same time, my source of happiness is always when I walk around the set and looking at everybody working and smiling. Yang smiling tu yang penting tu. I would like to go, you're okay tak? Happy. Walaupun sometimes you know you have a problem, you try to solve it immediately. If you hear that, okay, abang, dalam tu macam ada orang tak happy je dengan makeup, ataupun ada orang happy
Ada
yang
je, ada ke?
kasut dia tak muat,
Ada ke?
ya, belt dia ada. But if you hear that, straight away go. You know, sometimes you just straight away go. Sometimes actors ni saja nak dimanja-manja. Kan, we know because I'm an actor.
Okay,
you know, actors, you can't deny it. Actors have maybe dia punya ego bigger than some of us. You know, but I always tell my actors, jangan nak tipu dengan penipu. Sebab saya seorang pelakon. You know, sometimes pelakon, sometimes when maybe I'm not treated well, sometimes I rasa macam tak best kan. So for actors, jangan nak tipu dengan penipu. Kan? Right. So I can go and stroke your ego for a little while, but at the same time, hello, if you think that's too important, there was one time, ini cerita lama, ada satu pelakon, dia refuse to do a scene sebab I think a conti person salah bawa kasut dia. Yeah, but my approach to it, I pergi kat dia, don't worry, I will not take close up of your shoe. I'm taking a close up of you. Your shoe's not acting, you are. Right? So come, get back down to earth with me. You know, stay away from the stars for a little while, come down to earth. Turun. Tak payah nak ni atas sangat. Mari turun. Sebab to me, it's an important scene to do it because sometimes you are the schedule. You want to complete it. Sometimes, compromise can be made. If I know I can push the scene tomorrow, I can. But if there is a kengkangan dari segi masa ataupun lokasi, you know, there are other factors that sometimes the actors don't know about. The actors nak ikut dia punya ni je kan. Aku tak ada ni, aku tak nak buat lah. But at the same time, you don't know that we are facing different problems. Mungkin location tu dah tak boleh masuk. Yeah. So there comes a time when, there comes a time to compromise, you need to compromise. Yeah. So, but it's about how you handle them lah. Yeah. I like to handle them nicely. I like to smile. Tapi dalam senyuman tu mungkin
lahar gitu kan. Okay, so jom cerita pasal each of the cast, the character. Okay, Beto.
Beto as Mio or Beto as a person?
Beto as Mio.
I think he has done more than what I want untuk watak Mio ni. Kerana watak Mio ni satu watak yang pada saya tanggungjawab yang besar untuk digalas. Tanggungjawab kerana ia seorang he is a real life person that we are trying to put on film. Kan, kita mesti respect the family who's still around and all that. And then I think he's done a tremendous job in actually bringing this hero to where he is supposed to be. Jadi Beto daripada segi persediaan beliau physically, bukan saja physically but mentally untuk membawa watak Mio ni, saya amat berterima kasih dan actually I'm still amazed. I sungguh kagum dengan cara beliau membawa watak ni. Nabila Huda, she's the darling of the family. She's the darling of Gayong, you know. She is why kita semua tak lapar. But I think cara dia membawa Cik Com tu is more than what I want, because I told her from the get-go, kalau you baca sekilas naskah Gayong 1 dengan Gayong 2, macam Cik Com ni ada tak ada. Dia tak banyak dialog, tak banyak apa. But what's important, if you look at Gayong 1 and Gayong 2, the way Cik Com deliver her subtleties, her nuances, her little reactions towards Mio, towards the children, towards Mat, it's full of love. And that's enough. Because we're doing a film, tak payah nak berbual pekik-pekik, you know, marah nak kena pekik-pekik sampai anak tekak semua terkeluar kan. You don't need all that. You know, you need the subtlety, you need the beauty of the Meryl Streep of Malaysia. You know, the Meryl Streep, one look, bump, whoa. And I think Nabila Huda is so gifted. She is gifted actor. And I always tell her, Abil, you have the blessing. You are not trained. She wasn't trained formally as an actor. She is just one of those person who were given this God-given talent. Allah telah berikan satu anugerah lakonan. But I always tell her, do not ever be complacent because you already been given this gift. When you keep honing the skill that you have, you keep challenging yourself, you'll be miles ahead. You'll be miles ahead of people. And Alhamdulillah, Nabila Huda sebagai seorang pelakon has always have the attitude. And I'm very, very proud of her. Although she calls me uncle, I am really, really proud because she is like a daughter to me. Yeah, she is. She is because she takes everything very seriously. That small little things that she wants to do and she gets to do. So Alhamdulillah.
What do you see in Sandra Lim?
Sandra Lim has that Sandra Lim just has that charisma, X factor that mungkin the last time I saw that is actually in Michelle Yeoh. Someone who commands the screen. When Sandra comes into the screen, there are some people where it's very camera friendly already. Even with, I think even if you look at her photo here, she deserves where she is right now. She's Miss Malaysia, right?
Yes.
Miss Universe, right? So because the camera just loves Sandra, yeah. So she commands that presence, very charismatic, and where she is doing in Gayong too, when she's doing the punya action sequence, they're very eager. They're very eager to do it. Very kata orang is willing to learn. And I love actors like that. I memang suka orang yang, like I say lah, if you think that you are smart, then don't come to my set. You come in zero. You come in and you want to learn, those are the people that I love. And Sandra is like one of them. Even Syafi'i Naswib, Ai.
Yes.
Ai is smart. Ai sampai sekarang, abang, saya budak baru. Budak baru apa? Dia dah 20 tahun lebih tu. Daripada Moksin tu dah berapa lama. Tapi dia tetap akan cakap diri dia, saya ni orang baru dalam industri ni. And I think that attitude will outlive itself because I think that attitude is that will keep you always grounded and will actually make you better in every other project that you take. That's why I love working with these people. That's why mungkin ada orang cakap, kenapa job Faisal Ishak ni Beto Kushairi, Zahiril Azim, Nabila Huda, some of the names keep repeating itself. I think it's because of the fact that I love diorang punya attitude when they come. When they come to me on a different set, they come zero again. Abang, I'm zero, let's go. Let's build together. Let's be curious. Kita selalu ingin curiosity. What to do. Because at the same time, I'm teaching you, I'm also learning. Kan? It's not about, like I told you, I don't like to hand me down lah. Ini, cara berlakon tu salah. Deliver macam ni. That's not my style. That's not my job. Kan? You deliver your way, I deliver my way. Yeah. I mean, if I give you the same script, you will direct it a different way anyway. Kan?
Yes. Alright. Yeah. Okay. So that's about Gayong 2.
Wow.
Logo Gayong 2.
Yeah, logo Gayong 2. Kenapa? Nice, logo. Nice. I think the naga, because the naga itself is in silat seni Gayong. That's the Gayong naga itself. And for us to actually make it look like number 2, I think it's kind of unique. So I think this is also another learning point for the audience who mungkin tak tahu. Macam dulu Gayong satu benda menjadi isu dalam poster, iaitu diorang cakap itu pedang apa tu? Pedang Hercules, pedang He-Man, pedang apa? Sebenarnya you tak tahu itu ialah Sundang Lipas. Sundang Lipas tu memang pedang
dia kan?
Pedang Mior. So mungkin that is a lesson for you. For now, number 2, you ingat, wah ini apa ini macam kuntau kah? Macam ini.
Macam gangster.
Ya, macam gangster punya ni. But if you look at it, this is memang one of the symbols for silat seni Gayong. The naga in the emblem itself.
There you go. Itu cerita kita dapat kupas daripada Faisal Ishak. So we have a gift for you daripada Kena Kupas.
Thank you Kena Kupas.
Yes.
Hari ni saya berjaya di Kena Kupas.
Thank you. So kepada your fan out there.
Okay. Kepada mungkin bukan peminat-peminat saya lah, peminat-peminat karya saya ingin selama ini mengucapkan terima kasih kerana the continued support. always supporting what I do, but at the same time, rest assured that I am not happy with what I've done, not yet happy, so I will keep on doing, insyaAllah. Dengan the support that you all keep giving me, saya akan terus berkarya, insyaAllah.
Okay, shout out untuk
Gayong. Saya Faisal Ishak ingin ingin anda semua datang keluar ke PAWAGAM ramai-ramai untuk menyaksikan Gayong 2 9 April 2026 in cinemas nationwide. Nationwide. Come on.
Alright, okay, itu dia, kita dah habis dah pun kupas Abang Faisal Ishak kita. So, anda tunggu apa lagi? Jangan lupa untuk ke PAWAGAM 9 April untuk saksikan Gayong 2. Right? Jangan lupa tu komen, subscribe dan share.